Oh boy, hey internet, Eric here. Welcome to Sharks versus Schlock, what I'm calling volume number two. It's a collaboration between myself and Patrick from Have Cheetah Will View. We have collaborated. This will be our third time doing this type of collaboration. A little bit of backstory, excuse me, if you don't know, is last year. Well, Patrick's a favorite. Patrick is a fan of my rant videos, I guess you would say, for some reason. And he really fell in love with the rant video I did for a movie called A Ouija Shark. And he really wanted me to do more shark videos or shark rant videos, what have you. And for a Shark Week, I did something called Shitty Shark Week. And what that is I just picked what I thought would sound like bad shark movies, watch them, review them, hopefully survive. And it was garbage. It was a mistake, and I never ever wanted to do it again. Patrick loves shitty shark movies. In my opinion, shitty shark movies, I can't really judge because, for the most part, I haven't seen them. But, cheesy, sci fi channel, low budget, that type of stuff. And I said the only way for me to continue to do a Shark Week like this is if he suffers with me. So we did something called Sharks versus Schlock. He sent me some shark movies to watch and discuss. I sent him some schlocky movies to watch and discuss. And we try to, torture each other. That's what friends do. We're assholes to each other. So we had that, and then we did one. Then we did one we did a collaboration, excuse me, in December called Mary Schlockmas. Same thing. Shitty shark movie. Well, he sent me one shark movie, but it was sending schlocky movies to each other. Now we're back for the second go around for Sharks versus Schlock. I'm sending him 4 schlocky movies. He's already discussed Evil Tunes. I will have a playlist of everything, all of our videos together. He discussed Evil Tunes, and my first discussion, shark movies, are all going to be shark movies according to him, is according to IMDb 2008. Tubi says 2009. I'm saying 2008. Malibu Shark Attack. Now, doesn't that look lovely? Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. The basic plot of this is there's some type of explosion underwater in some type of reef, and goblin sharks are woken up and they exit the cave or the crater or what have you. It's basically like what happens in the very beginning of Piranha, the Joe Dante film. What happens is we're now following a group of lifeguards who are having to deal with goblin sharks and a tsunami and bad special effects and all that jazz for our amusement. Okay. Shit. I will say this, Patrick kind of threw me a softball. I didn't hate this movie, but I didn't like it. Here's the thing. First off, let's get to the characters. Don't give a shit about any of these characters. We have the male characters. They're just there to be lifeguards, walk around with no shirts on, and try to save the girls from the sharks. The acting is not awful, but it's nothing to be proud of. It's nothing engaging. I don't give a shit about these characters. The females, I think there's more than 2, but I can only remember 2 of them. There's a blonde, and I think she's the one Patrick likes. Well, there's 2 blondes. There's a blonde I know of, and then there's this blonde. This blonde was in, I think she was in Final Destination 3. I think she was one of the victims in the tanning booths. And I know Patrick enjoys both the blondes, but he mentioned her specifically. I think her name starts with a C. I forget. Not worth looking up. She starts out, I think she's going to be like this annoying character. Like she's doing community service, having to help out on the beach, and she's going and getting donations, blah, 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 or something like that. Basically, she's walking up to people and annoying them to sign some type of petition. I don't know. And I think I'm going to hate her because she wears headphones and she dances and sings some stupid-ass song. And then for the most part of the movie, she's now being carried because she gets injured. Whatever. She's a pretty blonde, but doesn't add anything to this movie. And the other one is Peter Wilson. Peter Wilson, when I was growing up, I never watched it because it was too late. And it was usually after Monday Night Raw. Silk Stockings. She played a spy on Silk Stockings. I do know her from The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, a movie that I really enjoy and nobody else does except maybe my wife. She was Mina Harker. She was the vampire character, and she was great in that. But it's been forever since I've seen her in anything, including that. Man, she was not good in this. She was just there to walk around, look tough, look angry. She's pretty to look at, but fall out of a boat, try to stay on something that's in water so a shark doesn't bite her. That's it. And man, I'll say this: I haven't seen her, like I said, in anything but maybe at League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and that's been handful of years, if not longer. And I forgot what she sounded like. I don't know if she had an accent in La Femme Nikita. I don't know if she had an accent in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen because she's supposed to be Mina. Mina's British. Dude, I thought she was a dude when she was talking. There's a scene where you got two lifeguards, her and a male lifeguard, are walking into like the tower, and you have another male lifeguard on the phone. And I'm not gonna lie, you're hearing the male lifeguard talk on the phone, and then you cut to PETA and her. I don't know if it's ex-boyfriend, and they end up getting engaged or something by the end of the movie. I guess fucking ex-boyfriend, and they're walking towards the tower where the guy on the phone is. And you hear the guy on the phone talking, and then I swear I heard another male's voice, and it was Peter Wilson. Now, I don't know what the deal is. Now, it wasn't like a kind of like a sexy, raspy voice like Tara Reid used to have, or Kathleen Turner, like Serial Mom. This was like deep voice. Not like a Frankenstein, but anyways. And she accomplished nothing other than looking pretty. So the characters suck. The goblin sharks. Now, when I made my short discussing on how, what did I do in my short? I read my description of Malibu Shark Attack, which is what I had to watch, and then Patrick's for Evil Tunes, and it mentioned goblin shark. I didn't know if goblin sharks were real. I went on Wikipedia, and yes, they are. They are ugly motherfuckers. They look like if a shark fucked a unicorn, because they have this horn. Well, the pictures I saw made it look like they had a giant Pinocchio nose. These assholes have like a unicorn horn. They're not intimidating because the CGI is so awful. I understand the bullet was 50, or the bullet, I wish I took a bullet. The budget was, 50 cents. This was some awful, awful CGI. Now, this isn't like Mark Polonia shark shit, like where it's like a fucking hand puppet. But these look bad. And the problem is, it's super, super cheap. A lot of the times we get the same image going towards the camera. The same image of this fucking shark swimming away. It's noticeable. And that's what really pisses me off is I can overlook a low budget because I fucking grew up on Troma films, okay? This had a budget of 50 cents. Troma at least has like $1.25, and they put in the effort. When you make it this noticeable, I really stopped giving a shit. So you had that. The CGI is so bad. There's even scenes where, because they have to deal with, all the lifeguards have to deal with a tsunami that's happening. They're in the tower. The water's coming in through the windows and stuff, and that looks great. The tower is actually filling up. The actors and actors have to get on the tables, or they have to, once the sharks get in there and they see their fucking CGI fins, they have to get on something in the middle, so, in the middle of the water as it's rising, so the sharks don't get them. But there are scenes even. Now remember, they are in a room where actual water is filling up. There are scenes where we have CGI water splashes. So, I understand, again, 50 cents budget. Why don't you save a quarter? Take a bucket and just go on your actors instead of having to digitize CGI water splashing their way. That just made no sense. When the shark, I thought this was going to be kind of cool because there is a scene where a shark is taken out with a bandsaw, a shark is taken out with a chainsaw that just happens to be there. No, I think it was because there's some construction happening. Maybe that's how the actual reef blew up or something. I don't fucking know. This movie was also boring and stupid. I lost interest. Guy has a chainsaw and he's putting it in the water and he's going to slice up the CGI shark. We get the cherry Kool-Aid shooting at his face, and literally it's just him going back and forth in the water. We see the CGI shark's face, That's it. And then suddenly the same fucking face turned on its side, going down in a bunch of fucking red Kool-Aid. Awful. The main problem with this movie is it's boring. Again, like I said, I grew up on trauma. I can handle low budget. I can handle bad acting if it's engaging and fun. This movie's also fucking boring, which is the cardinal sin. I've said in many videos, the cardinal sin of a movie. I can handle a poorly made movie as long as I'm not bored. And I was bored. Like, the movie starts off, we get the scene like right out of Piranha, the explosion in the reef, and then we get something coming out. And then we get everybody playing on the beach, girls in their bikinis, guys shirtless, they're volleyball and laying on the beach towels and all that stuff to a song that would be probably playing on Saved by the Bell. And then we get these characters we don't like, and sharks show up, eat people underneath the water. You see the people get sucked down, red Kool-Aid, sometimes no red Kool-Aid at all, and I just don't care. Because if I don't give a shit about the characters, why do I want to keep watching the film? Why do I don't want any of these characters to die, but I just didn't give a shit. There is one scene where a CGI shark literally jumps out of the water, bites a guy, and does not like a backflip, but it jumps up, bites him, and twists in the air, and then splashes down in the water. Now, if we saw more of that, maybe I can at least laugh at it and have fun, be like, okay, let's get some of this cheesiness going. But no, it's like, that was one piece of cheese and the rest of the sandwiches were fucking dry. You know what I mean? That sucks, It's like you add the cheese and then you have a second sandwich, you run out, and then the sandwich stuck to the roof of your mouth. The soundtrack, again, Saved by the Bell song, like I said during the very beginning of the opening sequence, the title sequence, and then you just literally get a Jaws ripoff. You get enough of a change where you won't get sued. It's like Vanilla Ice. You know what I mean? The dun 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 dun. That little bit of change. It's not the same when he ripped off Under Pressure. It's stupid. Now, Patrick, I did not hate Malibu Shark Attack. This is not Sharks of the Corn. This is not a Ouija shark. This is not fucking Sharkula or anything else that I can fucking think of that I did for Shitty Shark Week. I've seen a lot worse. Sharks of the Corn is the worst shark movie you've ever made me watch. This is nowhere close. But this is not a good film. This is not an entertaining film. This is not a fun film. This is just a waste of 90 minutes. And I think you won this week. Because Evil Tunes, I could at least have fun with, and I know you did. Did not have fun with Malibu Shark Attack at all. And I don't recommend this to people that like bad shark movies. Because, again, the main problem is it's fucking boring. So, that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. Comment below. Tell me, have you seen it? Do you like this movie? Why? God bless you, but why? If you hate it, tell me what you agree with. Or if there's something I fucking forgot, tell me below. Coming up after this, this is also John Waters' June. I know I'm rambling enough. I've already discussed Crybaby. I believe the next John Waters film I'm going to discuss will be Hairspray. Patrick and I will have our challenges for each other up on our channels for next week. We'll get those out to you guys. What else? Friday the 13th is coming up. Me and Frenzy are going to have a Friday the 13th stream live, and then the very next night, me and Melissa Hill starting our podcast for Watch What Now? Where we watch and discuss films that just make you wonder, what the fuck did I just watch? Whether it's a bad movie, good movie, or one of those movies, it's going to be fun. We're going to be live discussing The Substance. And then Sharks and Schlock #2 continue. And John Waters films. So far, Crybaby was great. Check that out. Cheers. Fucking Patrick. Asshole.